Please enjoy this feature presentation of the Crooked River Radio Network. This program is rated for all audiences.
For Guys on Sports.
Four guys on sports. Four guys on sports. Four guys on sports starts now.
Yeah, don't it? Yeah, donut though, or the donut hole. Evening or afternoon or morning, wherever the hell you are at. And oh, look at there, we got Shawn and Gordon. How about that? Can you hear me? Oh, can you hear me? I think you're muted, Shawn. There you go. All right. I didn't teach that boy for nothing. He learned all his electronic ability from me.
Mm-hmm.
And that goes with the screw-ups, too.
Yeah.
Well, good morning. How's everything down there?
Man, if it get better, couldn't stand it, man.
Yeah.
Sure.
If I told you, I'd have to kill you.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Y'all have a nice 4th of July?
Yeah.
Yeah, just sat around the house here.
We go to my daughter and son-in-law's house. And
That sounds like
we had a
fun.
good time.
I
Sounds
saw
fun.
a video of Marcus showing all of his phony going crazy with the fireworks.
Oh, yeah.
A highlight of my day was going down to the local vegetable market down in the valley.
Oh, okay.
And I went down and got some tomatoes, corn, and cucumbers, and made a nice cucumber salad up with the hamburgers last night. It was pretty
Yeah,
good.
we had I made up a pasta, a macaroni pasta, and then
That sounds good too.
with my copycat version of our favorite salad up there at the local restaurant up there in Akron there.
Where's that?
Luigi's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, somewhat. The only thing that was different was I couldn't find, good mozzarella that was shreddable. So,
Oh, you had, well, you can use provolone for that.
yeah, well, I had the mozzarella,
That's
but
what they do.
it was the little tiny, it ended up being just a little tiny balls, mozzarella balls.
Yeah, we're not going there.
They,
But anyway,
Let's not.
you had to go there.
let's not say we did. Right. I'm looking for something here.
Mhm.
I think people want to probably see. Maybe they don't want to see my ugly mug the way it looks.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got a little bit of sports to talk today. What I'd like to do, since there's not a whole ton of stuff going on, maybe we'll just stay on till about noon Eastern time, which is about 33 minutes. That'll give us
Yeah.
almost 40 minutes in a can. That'll be all right.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I do got something that I got to play for you guys. It's only about 10 seconds long. But expect me to use this sound effect whenever something happens. Where is it? Come on. I know I put it over here. Where the heck is that at? I hate when I do stuff like that. Well, I'll just go to the other screen and grab it. I don't see it over here either. I know I got it.
Well,
I just don't know what the name of it.
double mind is a waste.
Yeah, well,
Uh,
I can't figure out what I did with that thing. Of course, that's what she said. Can't figure out what I did with that thing.
yeah.
Did you hear? I don't want to talk politics, but did you hear Trump's latest F-bomb drop? That's what I'm looking for.
Oh, okay. Didn't hear, but yeah.
Oh, you'll love this, Gordon, if I can find it. And I'm going there now. This was the second I heard this thing. I thought, well, I got to go get that. Let's go there. I think it's there. No, it's got to be on D. We'll get there. We'll get there. Stay patient.
All I heard was, the talk on his big, beautiful deal.
Yeah. The big, beautiful bill that screws everybody but the richest 1% in the United States. All right, where did that go? Let's see. I don't want that. I go to D. All right, I'm getting there. Honest.
I'm pretty disconnected from it. Really don't know. There's not a lot going on in sports now.
But I did hear, in talking about Cleveland, I heard that somebody's trying to rush himself back.
Who's that?
Deshaun.
I'm going to tell you what, he ain't never going to play here again. I don't care what they say. All right, hang on a second. I found it. Let me lay this on you guys.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Oh my!
That clip right there cost me $35.
Oh my!
I took it. I heard that had that on the TV the other night, and I thought I gotta have that. So I sat down and I downloaded the clip, and I went to put it in my wave editor or my sound editor, and the registration on the sound editor ran out. So I had to take and go buy the registration, which was $35 unlimited now. But it was $35 to buy it, and then within 10 seconds I had that clip cut.
Oh my!
Yeah. Who says you didn't know what you were doing, huh?
Well, stuff happens, you know.
Oh my goodness. Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh, what's today?
Yeah. Anyway, that's all we'll talk about on there. I intend to use that clip quite a bit,
Okay.
especially on the other show.
Mm-hmm.
I laid it on Dale the other night. He about threw a fit over it.
Oh wow!
That's what I'm there for. I'm an antagonist, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. My wife is back there, you think? Anyway, let's talk about Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
What you heard on the news?
I heard that they're saying he's targeting actually probably trying to get back toward the end of the season.
You ain't never going to see him. They'll trade him first.
Except they can.
Trade him. I'm looking for what? For who?
Trade him to New Orleans.
Or there's a thing called diminishing skills. That's how they got rid of Kozar. And I would imagine that's probably something similar in there.
Yeah.
I would never, if I was the head of a sports team like Andrew Berry is, I'd never, ever leave something to where I couldn't cut somebody.
Yeah.
You know, they'd lose a bunch of money because it's all guaranteed money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But the simple fact of it is, he ain't never going to play here again. He's old, and his body is it's not in the condition it was when he was playing for Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah, he won't be playing in that new stadium.
Yeah, that's another thing we can talk about.
I heard that they actually went through with it.
They took and needed $600 million.
Yeah.
From they wanted it in they decided to take it out of the unclaimed funds.
Uh-huh.
And when it it'll pay off in chunks. It's not all going to come out of there at once.
Unclaimed funds. Okay.
So what they did is they took and tapped that, because there's probably a couple $1 billion in there.
Really?
Yep. Go over there and look sometime. You guys got that down there.
Mm-hmm.
Because each state's got it. And there's stuff in there for $1,500, $2,000 and like that. I know the most I've ever seen out of something I owned over there was $1,500.
Mm.
But that was for a car. They supposedly lost my address, and it was for a car.
Reimbursement.
Yeah, it was a reimbursement. They ended up, but what they're doing is they're going to take it out of unclaimed funds to pay for the stadium.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And it sounds to me like it seems like it's a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Enough that they talked DeWine and the actual Ohio Congress into supporting it. It got it put in as part of the budget bill.
Okay. Okay.
So that's how they're going to be able to keep it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Trying to figure out what they're doing.
But I guess Haslam is supposed to put up. I think I heard like a couple of million or $1.5 million, something like that.
$1.5 billion, yeah.
And so, what they're looking to do out there in that area, they're looking to take and not only put the arena up or the stadium up, but they're going to take and build stores and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's kind of like down here with where the Cowboys and Rangers play out there in Arlington. They got it; it's all built up.
Yeah, well, that's what he's wanting to do here. And they tried to take and tell the Browns they couldn't move because of the Modell rule, which all of a sudden they tried to take and not let it happen. But then all of a sudden you have a judge step in and said it was unconstitutional, and that won. That, considering that, I don't personally see the use of trying to fight it when it's just going to move down the block. If they were moving them out of state, that'd be another story.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, just moving
A few miles down the road.
Yeah.
That's about right. Hang on.
What, it's like 10 miles or something like that?
Sorry about that. I had to take a pill.
Mm-hmm.
But, they're only moving to Berea.
Yeah.
And the area that they got over there was 170 some acres.
Mm-hmm.
And the stadium itself is probably going to take up a couple hundred of that. They'll have the rest of that for parking and tailgating and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Which, but when it came push come to shove, the mayor kind of gave up on it, which he should have. And then the governor and that started stepping in, the Congress people.
Mm-hmm.
And they said it would, Cleveland's always wanted a dome stadium. I don't care what they say.
Yeah.
But they didn't want to.
Financially.
They didn't want them moving away from the lake. But in order to, because of the fact that about 150 million in revenue every year, they didn't want to move it. Well, the Browns have said, or in the agreement, that they would help with the cost of tearing the old stadium down, so that they could put the rest of that entertainment project down there. Because you got the Science Museum down there, you got a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, all kinds of that stuff. And what they're wanting to do is they'll probably tear the stadium down and put all businesses or houses or whatever. Personally, I'd never want to live in Cleveland. It's when you get down into downtown, I don't care what they say, it's dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I know they've built up quite a bit here in Dallas area, in the downtown area. My son lives downtown. Well, I guess that'd be more
Uptown. Close to Uptown.
West Village area. He's over there not far from Clyde Warren Park.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that seems to be the thing now in these cities, and it's mainly, I think, it's mainly the young folks that want to get into the downtown areas like that. I have no desire to live downtown.
Yeah.
As about the nicest thing they've got down there is that they call it the Nine. That's a motel that's down there. It's actually housing. And when, I guess from what I understand, it's it's actually housing and hotel both mixed together.
Mm-hmm.
It's down there by the casinos and all that.
No.
And
Oh, y'all got casinos there now?
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they got the trying to think who the heck owns that now. Used to be the
Rock.
Yeah. I can't remember who owns that. It had a lot to do with some of Jimmy Haslam's input, and that guy that owns the basketball team.
Cavaliers, Dan Gilbert.
Yeah, Gilbert's got a lot of money in that down there now,
Yeah.
and he's making a killing off of it, from what I hear.
Mm-hmm.
But they've also, Cleveland offered to help them tear it down so that they could redo it. And no, they'd rather have the revenue and this and that. We're not going to let you move. It's a whole new ball game. You got to be out there and what's a ball game without a little bit of snow? And give me a break. I don't need them. But I'm hoping that once they move from that stadium site, that I'll break this curse that's been on them for 50 or 60 years. And maybe they might actually be able to get somebody good
Mm-hmm.
as far as the management's concerned.
Yeah.
I still think if they don't do well this year, it's time for Andrew Berry and DePodesta to leave
Yeah.
because they're not doing us any favors.
Yeah.
Anyway, the one thing I actually had a chance. You guys got Vice TV down there?
Somewhere, yeah, I think we do.
They run a thing called Inside or the Dark Side of the NFL, and
Yeah.
it's probably got about 10 or 15 subjects. They did one about a year or so ago, and I just ended up seeing it last night or a couple of nights ago.
Uh-huh.
What it was they talked about the story about how Cleveland got the stadium 2 months too late,
Yeah.
and that the stadium package was actually dropped off at Modell's doorstep after they'd left.
Uh-huh.
And you would be surprised at how many similarities there are about just the whole. Cleveland is known for using the same excuse over and over again. And this is what they were doing that's what they did with the Browns earlier.
Uh-huh.
That's what they're doing now. Oh, we don't want you to leave. They're not leaving. They're moving they're moving 5 miles down the road. That's not leaving.
Yeah.
There again.
It was 15 miles, but
And it gets to the point it's almost ridiculous with them. But if Haslam didn't have the patience he does, he'd probably have already taken them to Tennessee anyway.
man.
Because that's where he's from.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think that I'd like to see if he's going to move that team. He, by God, better have a winner by the time by the time he moves, or there's going to be a lot of deception going on. Anyway, the other thing, let's go back to Deshaun now. You guys think he'll ever play in here again?
There's a slight chance, but we'll see.
I'm not as optimistic as you are, Shawn.
But I don't know. We'll see.
Cleveland don't want him to play.
Yeah.
Every time he plays, they'll lose money.
Yeah.
And I don't see this has just been a flipping fiasco ever since the day they traded for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that to have him come back for another time, it's just going to be a disruption to the team.
Yeah.
You got better people there now. You've actually got two quarterbacks that were drafted, and from what I'm seeing, that old Sanders really looks pretty good.
Yeah.
They had him practicing with some of the first team when they were doing
Haven't had him practicing with the first team yet.
And if they do what I'm thinking they're going to do, Cleveland can go about 6 different ways with this without playing with Deshaun. They can leave his ass benched. But what it comes down to is you've got Pickett, you've got Flacco, you got that one unknown, and you got Sanders.
Dylan Gabriel.
Gabriel, yeah.
They're saying Gabriel's actually ahead of Sanders right now. So.
That was the last I heard.
Yeah.
That was the last I've seen and heard too. And you've got 4 different ways to go there. You better get somebody good.
Mm-hmm.
You better put the best you got in there. I look for if one of the
right now I heard that Pickett right now is the starter.
If one of the if one of the rookies start, I think they're going to they'll probably dump Pickett first. If or if on the other hand, they may give it they might give it to Flacco and they might give it to Pickett. I think that's the picking order right now.
Right now, they say Pickett is the top right now, and then Pickett, then Gabriel, and then Flacco and Sanders.
I guess we'll have to see.
Yeah.
It all depends, you never know until then.
Yeah.
We should be starting the we should be starting training camp here in a couple of weeks now. When does that start?
Yeah, because the season starts or the preseason starts usually right at the beginning of August.
Yeah.
Usually. End of July, early August.
Well, hopefully they'll be able to get their stuff together.
Yeah.
I'd like to see. I'm at the point, call me once bitten, twice shy, but
we'll see, in terms of
I don't know.
To see preseason this year.
I don't know if I trust Flacco.
Yeah.
Because he beat us every time he come into that stadium.
Mm-hmm.
And he even beat us being our own quarterback.
Yeah.
When you give a game away like he did. It's probably all rigged anyways. Who cares?
And just look at the colors of this year's Super Bowl and let me see.
That's about it. I think it's going to be an interesting. The kind of weird part is, to me, is that just right now there hasn't been any news anywhere.
Yeah.
By now, you've usually got some controversies going on in different places.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't heard nothing.
And there hasn't really been too much down here either, so surprisingly.
It's been, sports world has been pretty quiet.
And the only thing that you hear a lot about is how, they're going to see how Shoddy does this year as the new coach down here.
Yeah. What do you guys think of the basketball playoffs and the way that turned out?
You know what? I was happy for Oklahoma, it being a small market team and all that. But they really are going to have to do something because my understanding, the ratings for NBA is really just falling.
Yeah.
So
well, they say LeBron was spotted in Cleveland here a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
If they bring him back, I won't even talk about that.
I don't think
they do not need that guy anymore.
Oh no, he's not going to be back there. He's there. He's in LA.
Oh, but didn't you know, Gordon? He's got a contract coming up, and he really wants to retire in Cleveland. Yeah, whatever.
He'll probably just sign a one day contract.
That's what that'll be, a 1-day contract for him to sign and retire.
There was
they expect him about it.
Yeah. And as of right now, even after the season and watching him, he still definitely got tread left on the tires. Now, I don't know how much, but he wasn't bad. He wasn't great. Like he wasn't what he once was, but man, he can.
Yeah, there may not be much. There may be some tread on them tires, but that tire is wobbling and it's all out of balance.
So see what happens with him. But
yeah, they just had in the NBA they just had a record 17 trade What was yesterday, I think.
Yeah.
We finalized. It was crazy.
There was
7 teams in one trade.
There were some folks around here saying that the Mavs need to trade off Cooper Flag to get him a point guard. Like they're not going to do that. No, they don't have. They need a point guard, and they're going to have to.
Yeah, I would believe that when I see it.
Yeah, Cooper Flag's the number 1 pick.
He's our number 1 pick. You don't do that.
He's the one I was there saying might be once in a generation type player.
Yeah.
Basically, Cooper Flag replaced Luka
at baseball.
Yeah,
a younger, better defensive guy than Luka.
You guys, you guys made me have faith in something I thought wasn't going to happen, and that's I thought the Pistons had that. I thought they had that series, and
Pacers.
The Pacers.
Yeah, the Pacers. Yeah. I thought they had that series. I will admit I was wrong.
I think it would have been a little bit more competitive had Halliburton not been injured too. So that was just devastating in that game. No Halliburton coming down with that ruptured Achilles tendon.
Oh, that's a year.
Yeah.
That's a year from now. He'll be back.
Yeah, it's going to help Cleveland now because you got Halliburton hurting in Pacers, and then Celtics are going to be tearing down basically after Tatum got injured.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be down between Cavs and the Knicks.
I kind of think myself that the way that Cleveland's rebuilt itself is probably in their own best interest.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've
keep it cooler instead of just trying to trade it already.
I've never understood how you could take and build a basketball team or a football team, or even for that fact, a baseball team around one player.
Mm-hmm.
It just does not make any sense.
You know, Cleveland, the only player that they basically lost to so far in the offseason is, what's his name? The backup point guard, which is, can't think of his name, not Porter, but can't think of his name now. The guy that was like the sixth man of the year.
Okay.
They just basically replaced him with the rookie out of Duke, Tyrese Proctor.
Has there been any other?
Ty Jerome, that's two they lost.
Okay.
Now let's move to the. Let's move to a little baseball, and this joke of a team called the Indians or the
Guardians.
The Guardians. They looked like the Cleveland Indians from about 1980.
Mm-hmm.
They can't catch a ball. They can't hit a ball. People are beating them. By doubling the score. If Cleveland gets 2, the other team gets 5.
Mm-hmm.
And you watch them on. I watch a lot of the highlights sometimes, and you watch this, and that they just don't have it anymore. I don't know what the hell happened to them. You know, when you had Tito Francone here, that coaching was probably some of the best in the league.
Mm-hmm.
But now that this other void has taken over, I don't know what the hell he's done to that thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't look for them to even come close to the playoffs. They're about 5 or 6 games out now. Their performance is under 500. We'll see. Maybe time to take and start stripping some stuff out and wholesaling it.
Yeah, talking about Guardians, I heard about that pitcher, Luis Castillo, I think his name is, or something like that.
Ortiz?
Ortiz, yeah. Getting, under investigation.
If they find him guilty, he's done in baseball.
Yeah.
There's been an unwritten rule for pretty much the whole time that baseball's existed that if you bet on a game, you're done. They won't. They'll kick you out of the MBL.
Mm-hmm.
And look what happened to
Rose.
Pete Rose. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even although they're trying to talk the Hall of Fame into taking him in there anyway. He didn't belong there. He has about as much time to belong there as flippin' Modell did.
Yeah.
If what they were looking at, and this is why I didn't like the idea of the gambling coming in to where you could put a bet on early or during the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because what they're looking at him over is certain pitches. And they think that he was betting on like the fifth pitch of a game would be a slider or a curveball, and what he would do would throw it. And of course, the people that had that listed there were actually winning money.
Mm-hmm.
And this, I've always thought that gambling really doesn't belong in any team because there's too much of a temptation to cheat it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to me, it's just worthless.
Valid argument. But, so long as, they've really opened it up, but so long as it's there, that fear of someone being influenced one way or the other, I hear what you're saying, and even more so now,
I think personally that they ought to do something to alleviate. Like I said, there's too much temptation to cheat there, especially when you start narrowing it down to the pitch, what a pitch is going to be, or if it's a foul or something like that.
Wow. Yeah.
The other thing that I wanted to talk about was that game they had a couple of weeks ago that the Cleveland ended up hitting one of the opposing team's players.
Yeah.
And then, of course, then again, it turns around and they fire back at him.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. From what I heard from that coach of the Indians, he said, we always tell them if we're going to hit somebody to hit them in the leg. And what had happened was this guy put his hand down and he ended up getting hit in the hand.
Yeah.
And, of course, as lucky as Cleveland is, it was really kind of a bad move. That was bad taste.
Yeah, but I mean that right there, that's part of the game right there. It is, it's crazy, but it is, okay, all right, yeah, all right. We're going to give him the sign, go ahead, hit him.
Yeah.
Well, the even in basketball, you don't take and have. There's really not much room for violence in basketball, but it always seems to come in the playoff games. Did you ever notice that?
Yeah.
Boston used to be terrible at that.
It,
They
it
used
gets chippy. It's chippy, man. You playing them in a series and you're trying to win, and somebody fouls you hard. It does. It is what it is. But at the same time, all these sports, let's not. We would be, I guess, naive if we, said that they were really trying to keep it out. They don't. They want that drama because it boosts ratings. It sells tickets. It does. They want a little drama.
well, that's the way
want some drama.
that's the way the WWE founded themselves.
Yeah.
And they love the drama. They love having the fighters or the wrestlers stand up on the ropes and flip everybody off.
Yep.
You're not my fan, up yours.
Yeah, look at NCAA. That's drama itself too. With the football.
Yeah. That right there, a good brawl during a sporting event, it just really boosts things,
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
The big name tickets, basically.
Yeah, that's about it. Anyway, it's about, let's see what time we got here. Oh, it's 12:05 up here.
Yeah.
We can probably call this a show if you guys want to.
Okay, so
Unless you got something else.
I do not.
The next couple of weeks is going to be a little on the strange side as far as what's on our network and what isn't. This show will return in 2 weeks.
Okay.
Unless I tell you, I got to figure out if I'm actually going to do this or not. We're doing a testing session, but I haven't got anybody wanting to take the test yet. So we may just take we may be back next week, but I think the shot is about 50-50 now. I'll let you guys know as we get there.
Okay.
But Radioactive will be back tomorrow night. A funny thing, but while I'm thinking about it, as of 2 days ago, this station just had its 6th birthday. Did you know that?
Well,
we've been at this for 6 years. I've actually been in the podcasting for almost 8. So I think I did a couple of years over with Earl. But it's and because of that, I'm thinking about the month of August, I'm going to try to book some guests. I have several for the Radioactive show I'd like to get on there. There's a guy that does a radio show for a place in North Carolina.
Yeah.
I think his name's Jubal West. I'd love to get him on here. They come up, they're the most creative radio show I've heard in a long time. He does this thing called To Catch a Cheater, where the family comes, or somebody, if you think your spouse is cheating, you call into the show, and they call the person and saying that they represent the grocery store that they shop at all the time, and the flower department, and they're going to give you 36 long stem roses, a box of candy or chocolates, and free delivery. And they want you to take and name the person that you want it sent to, and then they ask what you want on the card that's going to be with it. And oh my God, some of this stuff gets riotous. So anyway, I'd kind of like to talk to him. I may.
Yeah.
There's another one I'm going after if I can get her, and that's Robin Svoboda from Channel 8.
Oh, okay.
I think we're going to have I've actually I texted her, Facebooked her, and it was about 2 months before she answered my text. And then she said if I could, well, I haven't had the time to talk to her about it. So I'm going to reach out and do that probably. So that's just some of the ideas I've got coming for. I'd like to start trying to get some sports people in here too, so we can liven this up a little bit. Now that it's getting towards the end of the summer, it will.
Okay.
We should be able to get some people in. Anyway, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
All right.
And we will. Radioactive will be back tomorrow night. It's the night off for the argument show for Monday. That argument show's been doing pretty well ratings wise.
Oh yeah.
And so is this show. Believe it or not. I looked at one of the stats on this show about a month ago, and it had 80 some hits on it to start. It was only 2 days later. So people are out there watching, hopefully.
Okay.
But anyway, the argument show will be back in another week. And of course, we'll be back next, or maybe next Saturday, if not the following. So stay tuned. I'll let everybody know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, you want to say goodbye, guys?
Yeah.
See if I can find where we're.
But today's discussions were pretty good.
Yeah, well, I had a good time.
Yeah.
And just remember, Gordon.
Pittsburgh sucks. Pittsburgh sucks. Pittsburgh sucks. Pittsburgh sucks.
And where the hell did it go? Come on. There it is.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah, have a good week. Well,
All right.
we'll catch you down the road.
Mm-hmm.
And we go. This has been a Crooked River Media production.